Hey, we're back. We had a little break. We had to change batteries in the action cam. Just had lunch at Cooper's Creek store. And so picture this now. In my top box, I had a thermos of iced tea and a thermos of water and a container of Cheez-Its. So I open it up and the Cheez-Its are everywhere floating in iced tea. My hat is all Cheez-Its. It's hysterical. So when I get home later tonight, the top box is going to have to be hosed out. It's full of Cheez-Its and iced tea. There's a few tools in there that'll have to be cleaned up. This is Cooper Creek Road on the other side of 60. And you go down here about 8 kilometers or 5 miles, and supposedly there's some kind of campground on the right, and then I'm looking for a road 39, and that'll wander through the woods and supposedly take me out on 180, and then 180 takes you back down to two wheels. There were a couple four-wheelers behind me. I don't know where they went off somewhere. As I was having lunch at that little place, a couple other dirt bikes pulled up that were not tagged. I mean, they're not legal dual sports, but they're just riding out here on the road, which doesn't bother me. I'm sure this will probably go to dirt once, maybe by where the campground is. I don't know. Well, now I know this map that I have taped to my fuel tank. Cooper's Creek Wildlife Management Area is what that says. Anyway, now I know that this map that I have is large scale, so that's why when we were on the other side over there, it was like, holy cow, we're already at the fish hatchery. But I didn't realize this was such a, you know, the scale of the map threw me off. These are all private residences. Somebody had a brand new spanking DRZ at the lunch place. He had every little mod you could have on it, you know. Headlight protectors, big overgrown crash plate, it was all decked out. It was a nice bike. That's the retreat at Cooper's Creek. With the way everything is manicured in there, that's the la-di-da community. Well, now I know when this automatically shuts off, it means that your battery's too low in the camera. So that's why I always take a pocket full of batteries. Here's an interesting little place. We got a little like skeleton action going on here. Interesting. You're the only couple more dual sport guys. Now I bet you if you went up on Flatlands Road today, it would be busy. But there's plenty of videos on YouTube about Flatland Road for bikes and Jeeps. and you can get a taste of just how gnarly and you know, that'll beat you up. So I know I've got to put some Loctite on some bolts that are holding my rack on, because they came loose. And I'm not even going to bother to put any kind of food. Okay, now we got some gravel action going on the other side of this little bridge. That's a cute little stream. I've had trouble with my one thermos spilling, not really, you know, staying shut all the way, and it's such a pain in the ass when that shit leaks out all over the place. I'm just glad I didn't have like my original good map in there, because if that had Cheez-Its and iced tea all over it, it would piss me off, because it was like $6.50. I know it's no big deal, but I don't like to spend $6 on a tiny little map that's no bigger than a placemat, and then have my iced tea and Cheez-Its infest it. I opened that up and it was like, oh, good Lord. See, I was going to... That's a pretty little creek there. I was going to just have, you know, like a cheap lunch. I was just going to eat my Cheez-Its and iced tea. I looked in there and like, oh, hell no. That's like all messed up. That river has a little bit of a current. It's deep in parts. You can actually wade and cool off nice in there. If I was energetic, I would take this Gibby box down to the river and wash and clean it out, but I just don't feel like dealing with it. Alright, I'll shut up. Cheeseburger wasn't bad, by the way. If you ever come by here, you can check out that Cooper's Creek store there. They had other sandwiches, Reuben's. They do breakfast and lunch. They do have gas there, but it's probably like, you know, top dollar. See, these roads, you're not alone. They have cars on them, so especially on these blind corners, it would be in your best interest to stay on your side of the road. Now you see that river? I'm not crossing that in a bike. Some people say, oh, what's the problem? What's the problem? Nah. I had a buddy who drowned out his bike, and he got it running, but it never did run as good as before. And he dried it out, took the exhaust pipe off, did everything you're supposed to do. It still wasn't like it was. He ended up selling it. I think it was a DRZ that was swamped in the creek. So lesson learned from this trip: no more thermoses and food in my top box. I'm gonna just use the Camelback, which has been really working out. I got a new Camelback and I wanted to see how I liked it. And this is not a huge one. It only holds, I think, maybe 2 liters. But I never drink it dry. There's a campground. Ooh. If you're into fishing, this is the spot for you. I see a lot of people, these are campsites all along here. I'm actually in the campground. It's a pretty campground. Camping is fun. The nice thing about North Georgia is at nighttime it cools off. So, you know, if you're camping in Florida, you're sweating your nuts off at night too. The humidity is dreadful. But usually it cools down here and you can have a nice, comfortable. What do we got going on here? We actually have somebody that goes slower than me. It's a miracle. That's Cooper Creek Campground. I didn't realize there were 2 campgrounds here. This is still 4, but I want to look for one that says 39. Like my map, that's my GPS. That's an expensive GPS right there. Duct taped on your fuel tank. That's real hillbilly GPS. Hey, it works. And half the fun of exploring these roads is not always 100% knowing where the hell you are. Like, I was really surprised when I ran up on the fish hatchery. I said, how can this be the fish hatchery already? Because on this map it looks like, oh, it's, 10 miles down the road or something. But small scale map. Hello. Somebody's got their surveyor's tape. Cooper's Creek. I actually have surveyor's tape in my box, and sometimes what I do with that, at an intersection, I'll mark it. If I know I'm going to be coming back and I don't want to lose my way, I'll put the tape. And then when you see your tape, it's like, yeah, this is my tape. I know where I am. Because when you've been riding on these roads all day, trust me, they all pretty much look alike. And most of these fire service roads right in here, as you can tell if you've been watching these, it's all pretty much covered. You have a little bit of sun here and there. Now what the hell road is that? See, it's not marked. I guess you're just supposed to know. These are all pretty nice campgrounds, but I wouldn't want to really be right on this road. I think I'm going to leave my top box just for supplies. You know, because I have tire irons in my tool tube. But if you don't have tubes with you, well, what the hell good to bringing tire irons? And I don't really feel like changing tires out here. I have done it. Sometimes I'll bring that stuff if somebody else needs it. I'll let them use it. Some of these roads are graded and maintained better than others. This one's not too bad. The other day when I was on Tusquity Road, that's rough. I actually couldn't be my lazy self on Tusquity. I really had to stand most of the way on Tusquity. But somebody has recently poured stones on this road. See, we had little people chit-chatting here. Down. I missed that 39, this takes you way up somewhere.
surprised there's not more bikes out today. There's a lot of street bikes out on 60, but you know. Forest Service checkpoint or something? I don't know what that deal was there.
should have actually stopped and asked her if I missed my turn or not, but see, like, I don't know where the hell that goes. Gravity takes you down. I was trying to look in the sea on the map. I have a feeling I missed my road, but I have to unfold the map and see where this is going to take me now. You got to be flexible. I want to check something. Okay, I'll be right back.